If you're trying to build muscle, getting your training right is only half of the equation. Because you can have the perfect program, but if you don't understand how to fuel for that training, you are leaving progress on the table. So today I'm going to give you a breakdown of exactly how I'd approach nutrition around strength training. I'm going to talk you through how much protein you need, what carbohydrates are actually doing for you, what I'd eat before training, what I'd eat afterwards, and some really simple food sources that you can use. So first, let's start about the one that everybody talks about, protein. If you're trying to build muscle, protein is incredibly important because it provides the amino acids that your body needs to build and repair muscle tissue. A useful target for people who are strength training trying to build muscle is roughly 1.6 gram per kilogram of body weight every day. Now you don't need to obsess over hitting the exact number every single day. Think of it more as a target to work towards. So if you weigh 70 kilos, that's around 112 grams of protein per day, and you don't have to eat that in one meal. I'd spread that across the day rather than trying to eat 100 grams of protein at dinner time. And when I say protein, I'm not talking about living off chicken and broccoli. I'm talking chicken, beef, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, beans, lentil, tofu, protein powder. The best protein source is the one you actually enjoy and can afford and can consistently include in your diet. Now, let's talk about carbohydrates because this is where I think a lot of people have been unnecessarily scared. If you're strength training, carbohydrates are your friend. They're an important fuel source for exercise, particularly higher intensity training. So if you're going into the gym trying to lift heavier, get more reps and progressively overload your muscles, why would you deliberately make yourself underfueled? Carbs give you fuel. Carbohydrates include things like rice, potatoes, pasta, oat, bread, cereal, fruit and other foods. And none of those foods are inherently going to make you fat. So, what should you actually eat before a workout? So ideally, you want the carbohydrates because we're trying to fuel you for the session. And depending on how far away your session is, you can include some protein source as well. So 2 to 3 hours before you train, you could have chicken, rice, vegetables. 1 to 2 hours before you train, something a bit lighter, Greek yogurt, fruit or cereal. Closer to training, even lighter, so banana and yogurt, toast and honey, a little bit of cereal with milk. You don't need some magical pre-workout meal. The goal is simply to give your body something it can digest comfortably and that gives you some fuel to keep going in your sessions. And if you prefer training fasted, I'm not going to tell you you're doing something wrong. If you train first thing in the morning and can't stomach food, genuinely feel great without food, then that's your choice. That is perfectly fine. But if you are struggling with your energy or your performance is suffering, I'd absolutely look at whether you're adequately fueling your sessions. Now that is your pre-workout, so let's talk about post-workout and what happens after training. You've just given your muscles a reason to adapt, and now we want to support the recovery. Getting a good source of protein in and around your training is a really easy way of contributing towards your daily protein target. Some easy meals may be chicken and rice, beef and potato, eggs on toast, Greek yogurt and fruit, protein shake and a banana. Your overall nutrition across the day matters far more than obsessing over a tiny window after your training session. So what about your fats? You do not ignore them just because this is strength training. Fats aren't something you need to eliminate because you're trying to build muscle. They provide energy and play important roles in your body and making sure that your organs are functioning properly. So I'd include things like nuts, seeds, olive oil, avocado, eggs and oily fish as part of a balanced diet. So to round that up, protein is needed to build your body and your muscle and recover it. Carbs are needed to fuel and energize the body. Fats is needed just to support the overall functioning of your body. Now, do you notice something with any of this? It is not a miserable diet. There is no need to eat the same chicken, broccoli and rice for 5 meals a day. We're simply making sure we're getting enough protein, enough fuel to train and a variety of foods to support our overall health and nutrition. And this is particularly important for the women I work with because so many mass lesbians come to me wanting to build muscle but are simultaneously scared of eating more. They want bigger arms, broader shoulders and a stronger frame, but they are still measuring success by how little they can eat or how low they can get the scale weight. Those two goals can completely conflict with each other. If you want to build a stronger body, you need to start thinking about food as something that supports the body you're building rather than something you're consistently needing to restrict. If you want to build a stronger body, you need to start thinking about food as something that supports the body you're building rather than something you constantly need to restrict. So to summarise, here is your strength training nutrition checklist. Hit your protein target, eat enough overall, use carbs to fuel your training, get some protein around your training, include dietary fats into your nutrition, choose foods you actually enjoy, be consistent over time because you do not need the perfect diet. You need a diet that gives you the resources to train, recover and progressively get stronger while you're still allowing yourself to actually enjoy your life. And this is exactly why nutrition is one of the 3 parts of my body belonging systems. The performance fuel method isn't about putting you on some restrictive meal plan and cutting out everything you love. It's about teaching you how to fuel your training, support muscle growth and build a relationship with food that you can actually maintain. Because if we're building a body you belong in, we need to actually fuel the body we're building. So if you enjoyed that video and you found this video useful, then drop us a subscribe below and I'll see you in the next one.